welcome to Partner Perspective Series. I'm Gina Lopez, Director of Partnerships in APAC for Partnerize, and I help to support the growth for strategic partners in this market. Today, joining me, Arthur, Senior Merchant Developer for Skimlinks in the Australian and New Zealand market. I'm very excited to welcome Arthur today to discuss how brands can leverage Skimlinks product offering to support this strategy in the affiliate marketing, and also to talk overall the opportunities for brands looking to partner with Skimlinks. So I pass over to you, Arthur, to walk through the presentation.
Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you. So yes, I'm Arthur. I'm the Senior Merchant Development Manager for Skimlinks for the ANZ region. So my role essentially is to work with a cohort of key merchants throughout the region and to help them to grow their opportunities with our key publishers. So today I'll be taking you through a presentation from insights to action and how you can harness Skimlinks offering for success. So we'll touch on powering up with affiliate marketing, and then touch into our advertisers arsenal, which includes our Skimlinks editorial network and flat fees, and then also touch on what's beyond the horizon and also some merchant best practices as well to help merchants get the most out of working with us and our publishers. So who exactly are we? So essentially we are the leaders in content monetization. So we were acquired by Taboola in 2021, and we help merchants achieve increased media coverage and improve their affiliate performance through our relationship with over 60,000 publishers around the world. In a more local setting, most of the publishers we work with are the likes of News Corp Australia, 7 News, Mamamia, R Media, Pedestrian Group, and several others. So yes, we have the relationships. We partner with more than 50 affiliate networks, including Partnerize, and we're growing steadfast internationally as well. We typically are adding 1,000 merchants per month to our network of partners. In terms of our teams, we serve clients across the US, EMEA, and of course APAC. And they're here to work hand in hand with our affiliate network partners like Partnerize to drive the results and performance for our merchants and their merchants as well. So looking at commerce content in particular, so commerce content is a very booming vertical at the moment. So it's obviously a very great investment. So 74% of publishers at the moment are using affiliate marketing as a source of revenue. Almost 50% of those that are using affiliate marketing have actually seen significant growth in the last 2 years. And 87% of publishers are using commerce content to drive their affiliate strategy. With 25% investing in commerce content can drive up to a quarter of the publisher's total revenue now. So we are seeing that it's becoming a real significant part of the publisher's arsenal in terms of what it does for their business and the revenue opportunities. So how do we work in particular? How do we help connect advertisers to publishers? So advertisers are available to partner with us essentially via their affiliate networks. As we mentioned, over 50 affiliate networks integrated, including Partnerize. So we aggregate all the advertisers from all the various different networks into a single destination for our publishers to access, thus providing that pathway for advertisers and publishers to connect from a various span of different networks all in the one location. So this creates a win-win for the advertiser as one of the few channels where they're paying for performance. So in terms of our, in particular, arsenal for that we can help with advertisers, so we have the Skimlinks editorial network and flat fees. So with Skimlinks editorial network, this is our in-house editorial team that helps publishers and brands to scale their affiliate activity by producing content for them around high converting verticals. So these are the verticals that are homewares and fashion and travel, and various others. So our in-house editorial team and SEO specialists are able to tap into the relevant and trending content opportunities to help brands get across high-ranking articles in the popular search engines. So how do we produce those quality articles? So we look at SEO keyword trends with obviously the intent to rank on top of Google search results and to help increase the number of impressions. And in terms of the Skimlinks network data, obviously we have access to top performing articles and merchants across the cohort, and we can learn from the best and leverage the conversions. So we also have look into social media trends, so writing about trending products to help improve the click-through rate and get brands ahead of the game. And our Skimlinks Publisher Hub as well is the Evergreen Report shows articles, which makes publishers revenue, and we have real-time click reports as well. So some of the ways that merchants get featured in the articles. So we have the type of commerce content that our team produce. So we have comparison articles. So these are what we also refer to as evergreen listicles. So these can be a comparison across 7, 10 particular products. Could be like the best blend of the best juices, comparing various brands. We also have the sales and deals articles. So around key sales events like Boxing Day and Click Frenzy. We also kind of individual reviews for a particular product. And as well, so Evergreen as well for, best hotel destinations. Yes, so in terms of the Send content creation process, so we have the planning. Editorial onboarding, content plan proposals. So our editorial team will look at the particular plan proposal that they're considering, whether it's a particular vertical or a particular trend that they're looking into. So merchants can take action here by ensuring an active optimization strategy and provide a monthly content brief to assist them with that planning stage. Once we've planned out the content, we then lead into creation and publication. So the publisher validates the SEN content production. And then, as I said, merchants can take action here by sharing why publishers should cover their products, whether it's in relation to what's trending or some organic lift that they're seeing on their side. Once it's been created, we lead to the execution, where the publisher reviews the content, they publish the content and distribute it. So merchants can take action by ensuring that there is in-app tracking to support social media channels distribution, where publishers may also share the content not only on their homepage, but through other channels, such as obviously social media and other amplification opportunities. And then obviously once the content is live, there is also feedback and reporting. So we review the content and then look into next steps. So the merchants here can then utilize the transparent reporting that's available to them in the network dashboard to see how the particular publisher has performed for them. So looking at a particular case study, so from Black Friday last year, so during Cyber Week, our team produced several articles around Black Friday. So they drove a 112% increase in revenue to the brands that were featured across major metropolitan masthead news sites and a national news site as well. This was compared to the previous month. So our articles ranked #1 in search terms for Black Friday in New Zealand and top 3 for Black Friday in Australia throughout the weekend. So now we'll move on to flat fee partnerships. So these are a great way for brands to get coverage in commerce content. So in particular, flat fees are one of the ways that a publisher is able to guarantee exposure for brands in their content, as opposed to CPA, where the coverage is not always guaranteed. And the success in this can be measured using return on investment metrics. So why would a brand want to invest here? Well, as I said, so securing guaranteed coverage, it's one of the only ways that brands can actually ensure that they are being featured when they want to be featured, when they need to be featured. It helps them drive awareness for seasonal promotion. So if a brand has a particular campaign that they want to see a lot of great coverage for, this would be the best way to secure that. It also helps them to gain ability to grow sales for when they have a new product release or a key launch that they want to make sure gets wide coverage. It can also help increase signups to new services and subscriptions. And also, in particular, it's just really great for way for brands to form those long-term relationships with the publishers, and tap into their shopping audiences to help drive the new customer acquisition, which we know is very important to a lot of brands. So looking at some of the flat fee partnerships, so they can include, some or all of the following. So typically the biggest part of it will be editorial. So that can be a dedicated article, which is dedicated entirely to the brand in question. So a complete article for them. They can also be featured in evergreen article inclusions where they might be featuring a particular product that the brand offers and comparing them amongst some other brands as well, and also included in shoppable gallery inclusions within that, also included in gift guides, and also can be featured on the homepage of some of the publishers' websites as well. They can also be featured on social, could be in organic posts, but more than likely probably around sponsored organic posts and paid social as well. There's also opportunities for some publishers to use custom and lookalike audience targeting for them as well with the right investment. And some publishers do have significant newsletter databases that they can tap into as well. So brands are able to do an entire newsletter sponsorship where they get the lead coverage in the newsletter. They can also get a soulless dedicated newsletter coverage as well, potentially, as well as just getting inclusions and display placements as well within those newsletters. So there's quite a few areas that publishers can tap into and leverage for a brand with the right investment. So looking at a case study that we had with a flat fee for a global brand that was looking to be featured in more content in Q4 last year. So they are a direct-to-consumer brand, but they noticed that their retailers were getting a lot more coverage than them. So we suggested to them that they should look into a hybrid approach with a premium publisher for a flat fee and a competitive CPA. They were a little hesitant at first, but they understood that being a key retail trading period, they wanted to make sure they were a high consideration, and they did want to acquire a lot more customers direct to their site, as opposed to through the retails is what they usually see. So in that investment, they got dedicated coverage and were highly prioritized over the retailers who also stock their products. So and were also having sales for Black Friday and Boxing Day. So that helped them to be featured heavily across the publishers' content during that time as well. So not only did they get the editorial coverage, but they also got amplification in newsletters, the homepage, and social features as well. So this led to their highest revenue earnings with Skimlinks and that publisher during Q4. And yeah, they have already said that they will invest more in flat fees as a result. So they saw an increase in revenue by 30%, traffic up by 56%. The sales were up by 20%, and they got a 901% ROI. So all in all, they were very satisfied with the results, and already thinking about what they can do for this year's Q4. So now I'll touch on beyond the horizon. So what's in store for Skimlinks and the merchants. So something that we've look as I mentioned at the start, we were acquired by Taboola. So something we've been working on is an audience exchange, which facilitates essentially the sharing of content between Skimlinks and Taboola, so helping to maximize the exposure and engagement for both the publishers and the merchants. So essentially, publishers that both Taboola and Skimlinks are working with simultaneously can essentially integrate their settings via their Taboola account manager to ensure that Skimlinks commerce content is coming through Taboola's feed. And what this means for merchants essentially is they can capitalize on this to expand their reach across Taboola's extensive network, opens them up to a much larger audience pool as well, and potentially boost sales. So this is something we've been utilizing recently. We've seen some really great results from this. We've seen some brands in particular that content that was written a few months ago that is still performing because it's getting this amplification. So as well, so we are also now experimenting with CPC as well as CPA payments. So primarily we've typically run on CPA, but now we're offering both CPA and CPC to let you monetize basically with either or both payment options if you want to. Essentially, a merchant would normally offer a CPA so that publishers can be paid every time they generate a sale. However, with the CPC, the publisher can also get now paid every time they generate a click, which can be, is obviously a very win-win approach for both, because the brand gets guaranteed traffic and the publisher obviously gets rewarded for that traffic. So yeah, it will help for the merchants. Obviously, yeah, it will lead to a diversified range of payment model, so it can appeal to brands who are interested in both, because obviously there are a lot of brands that are happy to utilize the CPC option. So now they can choose between CPA and CPC if they want to, and incentivizing the sales with CPA will hopefully lead to more conversions and increased revenue from the publishers, and of course reaching a wider audience as well as a result of that. And as well as part of our integration with Taboola, we are also experimenting with content widgets. So we have it's another opportunity for brands to leverage their placements within articles. So the widgets will allow essentially if multiple retailers are selling the same product, it allows the multiple brands to be featured in a listicle with essentially the real-time pricing as well. So allowing for more brands to make the cut into content and the more accuracy within that. So using the Taboola algorithm for selective relevant articles, the reader would engage seamlessly with the personalized content as well, which will increase the chance of conversion. So in terms of this, we have a case study where a major publisher saw a 290% increase in clicks through the recirculation widget versus manual article selection. Yeah, showing relevant high revenue Skimlinks e-commerce articles instead of external ads increased by 36%. So I also just want to touch on now with merchants' best practice. So these are the tips that we find will be able to help merchants really succeed when it comes to commerce content. So the first one is probably the most obvious one. So a competitive commission rate. Sounds like a no-brainer, but yeah, a strong commission rate can really make the big difference for whether a brand is featured in an article or not. Publishers have so many brand options to choose from, but limited spots within the article. So it's really important for brands to make sure they're standing out against their competitors, and spending a little bit more on that commission rate can really make the difference and can help you increase your editorial share of voice and include you, to make sure that you've reached the site traffic and order value that you need. Another key thing that brands can do is making sure that they're sharing their key products with us, so that we can make sure that publishers are aware of what actually is a key seller for the brands, because a lot of brands we'll put together a great competitive commission rate, but if they're not also sharing and giving that inspiration to publishers, it can almost go to waste. So making sure that publishers are aware of what the brand's best sellers are, and if there's something that's trending organically, that's something a publisher should know about as well. So then they can help amplify that organic sales further for the brand. And of course, optimizing for key events. That's again, it seems like a no-brainer, but yeah, major events like Click Frenzy and Boxing Day and Black Friday are obviously very highly sought after for content opportunities. So it's really important for brands to make sure they're putting their best foot forward there, just like they do any other time. But in particular, it is a lot more competitive because there are a lot more retailers who are having sales at the exact same time. So you're not only competing with sometimes your direct competitors, but you're competing with every other brand that's looking to be featured in those deals roundups. So yeah, maximizing those opportunities is super important. And of course, yeah, communication is really key. So working closely with Skimlinks account managers such as myself to strategize and put goals together to help your revenue grow with the commerce content publishers. So yeah, so we have a merchant monthly newsletter, which is something we put together exclusively for the merchants that we work with. So each month, those recipients will get in their inbox recent trends and insights, commerce content opportunities with premium publishers. So if a publisher has a specific seasonal opportunity or an opportunity that's relevant to that particular month, we'll make sure that that's featured in the newsletter so merchants are aware and can action that accordingly, and also tips and best practices to help gain brand exposure as well. So yeah, if a brand does want to be featured in, if a brand wants to receive that newsletter, they can reach out to their Skimlinks merchant account manager to see how they can get that newsletter sent to them. So yeah, so this is our team across APAC. So we have a vast team across the region who look after both publisher our public key publisher accounts as well as our merchant accounts. Yeah, we work hand in hand, obviously, with the Partnerize team as well, to make sure that brands are obviously looked after across different regions. So we're across, as I said, I'm across Australia and New Zealand, and I have my colleagues who are across Singapore, Hong Kong, India, and Bangkok and Taiwan as well. So we're very well versed across the APAC. So yeah, to thank you for sitting through this. Our team is very happy to share insights and how we can help you with commerce content. So yeah, please feel free to reach out if you are a managed merchant. Obviously your dedicated Skimlinks account manager is readily available for you. But if you are an unmanaged merchant or a growth merchant, you're more than welcome to request via our account specialist form for an account manager to reach out to you from the growth team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Arthur, for this presentation. It was very insightful. And I think the content is very in line with what we've seen in recent years, brands wanting to work closely with content commerce. So it's great to see that there are different business models and different strategies available for them. And for the audience who is watching, we will be providing contact details for everybody to follow up. Otherwise, feel free to contact me directly. But again, big thank you to Arthur for participating in our Partner Perspective series. And I hope this content was useful for every brand. Thank you.